guys.
Hello, it's Friday night again.
Yay, it's Andy and Jennifer Smith. And I'm excited tonight to share a really important message with you, like this number one tip that you need to know to strengthen and help your relationship rather than like weaken and destroy it. But before we get to that, I just have to say I'm so happy that we had a yummy dinner tonight because sometimes when we do our messages, we are doing it on an empty stomach, and I'm really happy tonight because we had a great dinner, and so I'm ready to share this important message with you.
That works for her, but I think better on an empty stomach. I think I must be like a snake because I like to eat a lot when I eat, and now my brain's ready to shut down because I'm really full.
So next time we'll be starving when we give you our message so that his brain is
or not.
working.
We'll flip a coin.
So let me start out with a little story to help illustrate this most huge important tip that you need to know to strengthen your marriage relationship and other relationships. So I joined my husband as a full-time gardener this season.
Love that.
Starting in June, I think, and so it wasn't too bad, other than the initial soreness at first of back-breaking work, and anyway. But I got used to it, and I was enjoying it. And we live in northern Utah, and here a couple of weeks ago we had this Arctic freeze. I mean, it was like insane, record-breaking low temperatures where we live. And I'm looking at the weather, and I'm saying, do you know that next week it's going to be below 32 degrees? It's going to be below freezing, and we have to go work in that, right? And he's like, oh, it's fine, we'll be fine. We need to go to work. It's, we need to be responsible. We have this much commitments, right? We have this much work we need to get done before the end of the season, when we run out of time, when the real snow and freezing comes. But then I noticed that not only was it below 32 degrees, it was going to get down to 27. And I thought, there's no way I am not going to work. And then I'm thinking, he doesn't love me. And I was so probably angry that I had to write it down. I mean, I'm thinking things like, he doesn't love me, he's selfish, he's crazy, he's overcommitted to his work, and he doesn't care about me. So I'm thinking all these thoughts, being kind of angry with him, and sure enough, we went off to work in that weather.
Well, I have one of those.
One of those.
I have one of those stories.
One of those stories, okay. Well, let's hear it. It's fair enough, you get a share too.
So, a week or so ago, I come in being ready to eat. I've gone a long time. I'm really hungry now. I'm ready to be a snake and overindulge and get full. And I come in and it looks good, but then something's not quite right, and I see what it is, and I just start thinking, she doesn't really think about me at all when it comes to preparing food. She never fixes things that I like. She's always making me eating stuff like cilantro. And I know some of you like cilantro, but that doesn't work for my mouth. And so, yeah, just thinking that she's just, could be a little less selfish herself and consider what maybe I like to eat once in a while. So have any of you had kind of those kinds of thoughts and feelings towards family members, towards your spouse? And do you know what happens if you let that kind of thinking persist when it continues? We know firsthand just how serious that can get, because years ago I was completely unaware of that kind of message taking place in my mind day after day. And when it persists and continues day after day, it gets worse. The emotional pain that it causes gets worse, more intense. I walked out of our house one night. I believed I would never come back because I was so 100% convinced at that point in time that divorce was like days away. And I didn't know how to deal with that. And I walked out and I thought, I can't go back. I am never going back, because I was afraid to face what divorce might be like. I actually thought death, the other D word, would be a better option. So I know how serious that kind of thinking can get. So here is the big, huge tip to really help empower your relationships. Don't believe everything you think. Don't believe it. Here's why.
Let's go back to the story that I was sharing at the first, how we're going to go work in below freezing weather. Not even 32 degrees. It's like forecast for 27 degrees.
And lower.
And I just know he doesn't love me. He doesn't care for me. He's overcommitted to his work, all that stuff, right? And I even had that song, the old Angzine song, where the guy meets his old girlfriend, and she's saying, yeah, I married this architect, and he keeps me warm and safe and dry. And I'm thinking, he's not keeping me warm and safe and dry. He wants me to go work in this freezing cold weather. And but in reality, all these thoughts I was having, that he doesn't love me, doesn't care for me, work is more important, those weren't true. And I knew they weren't true. And I actually went to work with him, and not only worked in 27 degree weather, I think the next week we had a 15 degree morning. And that was a little colder. But come to find out that with a warm hat and waterproof gloves and thick socks and thermal underwear, that I survived and probably actually kind of enjoyed it. And we got our work done. So for me to continue thinking like that, though, and it had gone on probably for more than a day, and I was angry towards him, and probably not quite as nice as I usually am to him, because I was thinking all these things,
good.
right? Yeah, I kept them inside, but anyway, so that's my story. Is yeah, it really wasn't true, those things that I was thinking. So.
And sometimes we do keep it inside, and sometimes with that kind of thinking, we do say and act out on that, and then that causes even more contention in the relationship. But even if we're not doing that and we just continue to hold it inside, that's what I did for years. I just kept it all inside, afraid to let anything show that there was something wrong. But I knew there was something wrong. I believed so many things according to what I was thinking that made me feel like our marriage was ending, that it almost happened just because I believed what I was thinking. Don't believe everything you think. So, did you mention how to question that?
Yeah, so first of all, when you're having these thoughts that are causing negative emotions, like I was angry and I felt kind of hurt, and you can think, okay, is this really true? Is it really true that he doesn't love me? Does he really not care for me? Is he really, crazy and selfish and all those negative things? So is it really true? And then secondly, do I want it to be true? Do I want him not to love me? Do I want him not to care about me? Of course not. So really great questions to figure out, is this really true, what I'm thinking about this situation?
So those are great questions. And back to dinner, when I caught myself thinking, she never considers what I like. Stop, wait a minute. Does she never consider what I like? She makes lots of stuff I like. She'll even ask me sometimes, I'm planning menus, what do you want me to get? What would you like? So when I had that thought, she never considers what I like, not true. But if I hadn't caught it, it would play over and over and over. And the more it plays over in your brain, the more you believe it. And the fact that she always makes me eat stuff like cilantro, Really? Always?
I actually was trying a new recipe, and he discovered he kind of liked it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I ate cilantro in a recipe the other night. Man, that was good.
It
But-
was the honey.
But
Sweet.
she messed up the recipe and put too much
No,
honey.
I didn't mess it up. I looked at it today,
Okay,
and it
she
was
got it
2
right.
tablespoons
She got
of
it
honey,
right.
not 2
So,
teaspoons.
but it was good.
Yeah.
But the honey and cilantro, I guess, is good. So
Yes. Put the
that was
honey in it.
amazing. So anyway, here's some areas to watch for. If you are catching your thoughts, if you're catching your thinking saying always and never, almost 100% of the time, if you're hearing always and never, you've got to question that. You got to say, oh, come on. Is that true always? Is that true? They never, always and never are really indicators that there's lies going on. And some other areas to watch out for are the 3 C's. You may have heard these before. If you catch your thinking going in the areas of the 3 C's, complaining, condemning, criticizing, absolutely, you've got to question your thinking. I mean, we are human beings, right? We've been created with this higher intelligence. I know we kind of wonder sometimes if that's true, but the fact that we can think about our thinking is proof that we have higher intelligence. We just need to apply that more than we do. We need to think about our thinking. We need to question some of that always and never, complaining, condemning, criticizing. Those areas, we need to watch out for those. If you are experiencing what we call limiting beliefs or false beliefs, and we just like to say, gee, it's just a lie. It's an outright lie. Those kinds of thoughts, those patterns of thinking create pain. It's emotional pain. And sometimes it's that pain that makes you believe that it's true. Well, it must be true. It's making me feel this way. That is a lie in itself. Truth brings peace. False beliefs, limiting beliefs, lies, they bring the pain.
So we would love to have you share this video with our silly stories, and help others strengthen their relationship by paying attention to what's going on up here and really questioning, is this true? And do I want this to be true? And then, as he said, if it's condemning, criticizing, or complaining about others or even yourself,
Watch it for yourself.
if it's causing you pain, it's most likely the false belief, limiting belief, and the lie. And so please share the video. Share any ideas that you have that helps you to watch your thoughts and catch those lies, and what you do to change those into healthier patterns of thinking of truth and light that is going to strengthen and heal relationships. And if this is something that is kind of new to you, or you think, well, maybe even though I do have these negative feelings, there still could be some truth in my thoughts.
So we've worked with a lot of people, talked through a lot of different scenarios with a lot of different people, and sometimes this concept is really hard to swallow. It's hard to grasp because you can say, but look, that is true. My spouse is rude, and that hurts me. And the fact that your spouse is rude is not what is causing the pain. It's what you believe. It's that underlying message about that is causing the pain. And there's a lot of scenarios that up front, it's really hard to say the truth brings peace every single time. But I'm telling you, that is a true principle. Truth brings peace. Lies bring pain. And so we want to also invite you that if you're struggling with something in your relationship where you feel like you have a truth that is causing you pain, let's talk about that. We have quite a bit of experience talking through some of these things and really discovering and separating out the truth from the lie. Sometimes they're so interwoven that it's really hard to pull it apart and see that truth is peace and lies are pain. But for the sake of your relationships, just remember that. Truth brings peace. Lies bring pain. And just don't believe everything you think.
Yeah, so if you would like to join us for that 30-minute complimentary mini coaching call, Please sign up in the link, and we would love to chat with you, share some insights, whether it be on this topic or other relationship topics. And you guys have a super great rest of your day or night. And we'll catch you later.
Watch your thinking.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.